Hello everybody, welcome back into the kitchen. Today I am going to try and honor the memory of my mother and sister by making one of their favorite treats of all time. Both of their birthdays were basically right on top of Canadian Thanksgiving, which meant they loved the pumpkin pie. They loved it so much, I learned to hate it as a kid. So I never really made it before, but I seem to have a whole bunch of sugar pumpkins. So I'm going to give it a try and yeah, we'll see how I do. Let's get started. So here we have some of the sugar pumpkins that I grew in the spruce garden this year. And actually, I guess these guys grew in the bunker garden. Figure I'll try with some of these larger ones to make a pie, and if that works out, I might try using some of these smaller ones to make a pumpkin spice candy. We shall see. But first things first, need to give these a quick wash and get them roasting. So basically, I'm just going to cut the top off this pumpkin, cut her down the middle, then I'll be scooping out those seeds to save them for next year's garden. Now that we've got these nicely cleaned out, and I've got some very nice seeds to save for next year, basically we're just going to flip these over, put them in our roasting pan. Hope they fit. I'm going to need to juggle that a bit. Then we're going to fire these into the toaster oven at 400. And basically we're going to cook these just like I do the spaghetti squash. They are face down, so skin up. And I want these cooked to a point where I can just slide a knife or a fork in there with very little resistance. So I'm going to say half an hour and we will check back. So here we are at half an hour. These are still very solid. I'm going to give them another half hour and we'll take a look back. So here we are. I've still got 10 minutes left to go on the timer, so we're at the 50-minute mark, but I'd say that is fork tender and ready to go anyway. So apparently 50 minutes at 400 for a pumpkin this size in a toaster oven. Moving on. Now I do know enough about making pumpkin pie to know that a good one is never just pureed pumpkin and a pie crust. So I went rummaging through the spice cupboard. We have a lot of interesting repeats and did a quick bit of research on YouTube. Found was it Lynn's recipes there? Very straightforward little recipe for a pumpkin pie spice. So we're going to throw that together. Well, most of that. I don't have any ginger apparently. Gonna have to fix that. Oh, how things change. Two different ages of spices here. Ground allspice on this one here. It's a dried, unripe, reddish brown berry of an evergreen tree native to the West Indies and Latin America. Okay. That's the basic ingredients on that one. Sugar, dextrose, cinnamon, cloves, nutmeg, I don't even want to pronounce that. And then compare that to the ingredients on this one here. It's rather different. So that's a quick recreation minus the ginger. Need to mix that up a little more thoroughly. I'll store it in a nice classic mason jar here. Oh, those things smell delicious when you start ripping them into them with a fork. I can definitely see some pumpkin soup in my future. Anywho, we're going to take our nicely cooked pumpkin with some of our freshly homemade pumpkin spice mix and blend it all together. Well, those certainly cleaned out nice and easy. 1 small pumpkin, 1 teaspoon of our pumpkin spice mix. Throw the lid on that and give her a go. That is not pretty, but it smells good. Probably could have done that faster and easier with just a bowl and a fork. I think I'll be doing that next time. But anyway, now our filling is ready to go. Turns out that's not very much filling. I think we're downgrading from pie to tarts. So I'm making a really basic pie crust here, more or less. It's flour, sugar, some salt, butter. I'm also using a little bit of cream cheese and cold water. That's all there is to a pie crust. Really very simple. Because this is a pumpkin pie crust, I think I'll probably use a little bit of our fresh pumpkin spice blend in there too. But yeah, pretty basic. So a cup of flour, teaspoon of sugar, teaspoon of our pumpkin spice mix, dash of salt. Just going to mix all that together. We'll add our butter and our cream cheese. Right? Easy peasy. And this is where things get awkward being a YouTuber, because I like to do this with both hands. But basically, I'll take a fork and I'll shave my butter and my cream cheese into my flour mix. until I can form little clumps with it. So with my muffin tins filled with my mini pie crusts, time to fill it up with some of this pumpkin pie mix here. Bake it off and find out how this worked. Well, that one pumpkin was just barely enough to do these 6 tarts. Good thing I didn't try doing our massive pie. Alright, so in the toaster oven at 350. Gonna check on it every 15 minutes or so, see how long these take. Well, it's been about 15 minutes. They are smelling delicious. That crust doesn't feel anywhere near ready yet though. So let's give them another 15. It's been half an hour of cooking time now. Let's pull these out and take a closer look. Well, all in all, it looks pretty good. I think I probably should have pre-baked these pie crusts a little bit. Gonna give the rest of these, well, another 15 minutes, and we'll see how they look then. Alright, all in all, I'm fairly impressed with that. Probably should have chosen a larger plate and definitely need to clean the table now. But, pumpkin pie tarts. Let them cool for a little bit and see how I feel about the flavor. Well, taking a look at it cooled here on the plate, definitely should have pre-baked my crust first for something this moist, but you know, it smells amazing. Doesn't look that great, but it smells amazing. Well, here we go with the tested on camera shot and see how it tastes. It's pumpkin pie, alright. Kind of do notice the lack of ginger though. Gonna have to go get some from the store today. Otherwise, I'd say that worked out pretty well. A couple of improvements here and there, but not bad for my first time ever. Cool. Alright everybody, thank you so much for joining me in the kitchen today. I'm going to clean up my mess and try something else. Have a great day.